Hey, what's up guys? I just wanted to do my third video based on this Luffy. So before we get started, I wanted to just say thanks again for the support on Patreon. You guys really do help a whole bunch, and it means a whole bunch that you guys do that. So I'm happy to show you guys these progress videos so I can kind of show you how I make things and what I do and kind of give you a behind the scenes look. So we're going to finish up with this Luffy for this month. And actually, the next time you guys see this Luffy, he should be done because even though it doesn't look like it now, he's pretty much there. So for those of you that are new, this is the Nightmare Luffy where he hulks out and he's giant size. And obviously I can't make him giant size, but he still has really tiny feet, a tiny head, and gigantic arms. And I can't show you the arms right now just because they weren't on when I put the head on, and the head is still curing, connecting to the body. But you'll get to see that when it's all done. But we have the sculpt still the same for the torso and for the lower half. You've seen that already. I wanted to show you the head though. I got it back in the mail finally. You guys know I sculpted it by hand a while ago, and it just turned out to be too big. I sculpted it too big. It happens sometimes. So I sent it off to get shrunken, and he shrunk it. And so now I got it back, and this is the head. Let me get the camera up to the right height so you can see this. And I know it looks weird and it looks like it's going to be out of place. Trust me, once it's all painted, the tiny head will look right. I mean, given the character design, it'll be fine. It stands out now because it's pink and everything else is a different color. It'll be fine. You just have to go with me. Trust me, it'll be there. It'll be good. And you can let me know what you think about that head sculpt. I'm super pleased with it, but if you guys think it looks bad, that's fine. But look up Nightmare Luffy. That's what that is. But I wanted to show you the other parts of the figure that are done now, and that's why as soon as this head's done, being connected to the socket that holds it onto the body, I can paint him. So let's set him aside actually for the time being. I wanted to show you the sword. I'm not sure if I showed you the components of the sword as I was making it, but we needed a big ass sword for the back of the character. It's going to go on him back here. He's going to have a rope that ties around his chest and holds it in place, which I'm going to use a wired hemp rope to do that, so I can actually shape it the way I want, but it'll still look real. Anyway, we ordered a letter opener katana, which is what this bottom half is from, but then the handle was really cheap, and once you pulled it out, the blade was super short. It only went to like here, so that kind of sucked. And we don't need him to actually be able to use the sword anyway, so we also got a G.I. Joe sword that had a really nicely sculpted handle or grip. So I took that and I left a little stud in the end of that sword, and I drilled out a hole here and I connected it, and then I made this part here from scratch and I sculpted this part and this part. And other than these things right here and a little bit of the detail down here, it's actually pretty much accurate to the anime. And of course they draw it differently sometimes, but once it's all painted up and everything, it should match the figure really nicely, I think, and it'll be good. And then one other detail is that, I don't think I showed you guys this either, once he hulks out, he still has his little straw hat on his back. It doesn't actually have the strings or anything because I guess they didn't want to draw it. But so I sculpted out a little straw hat, and I'm going to connect that once I paint that, and that'll add a nice little detail to him. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is, because I mentioned before, using these Marvel Legends legs gave us the right look, and it looks just the way we needed to, with those little skinny legs with the big body. But those little skinny legs can't support the body, especially once the arms are on, because they're solid, heavy plastic. So what I did was I made a stand for him. I made a really nice base out of this Formica. I didn't have to do much. I just ordered the Formica, and I drilled a hole in it. And then I took some stainless steel round bar, and I put that in there. And I'm not going to glue it in because I want him to be able to rotate it so that he can pose the guy a little bit better. That's really out of focus. Sorry about that. And then I just bent the bar to have this shape on it. And the reason I have this shape, let me bring the camera down a little bit, is if you just have the bar and you're not actually connecting it permanently to the figure, there's no way for it to actually support the figure. So having this go up at an angle and then having a little notch there, it lets you slide the figure on top of that little notch, if I can do it on camera, and then he'll stand there however you want to, and no matter what you do, he's not gonna fall off. If anything, it's going to slide backwards, but he'll be able to sit right at that notch, and you can pose him however you want, and it's just going to support the figure because he's just too top heavy. So he's going to have a nice little display stand like that with his Nightmare Luffy, and I'm pretty psyched to get this guy done. It's been a long time coming, and I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. So you guys can let me know what you think about what I showed you today, and I may have another video for you guys once I get the paint going. we'll see how that goes. I'm in the middle of a big move that's going to take many months to complete, but I'm trying to get these customs going as fast as I can still, despite moving across country. So wish me luck for that. Let me know what you think about this, and I want to just say thanks again to you guys for all of the support through Patreon. It does mean a whole bunch, and I really do appreciate it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.